Coming to paperback and e-readers this February, Isis, Samurai Goddess. The goddess next door takes on kung fu killers in this action-packed martial arts Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Samurai Goddess in paperback and e-readers this February. About a week ago, actress Tamera Mowry, one of the hostesses of that minstrel show, The Real, made a statement on the show talking about how her white husband, Adam Housley, checked her because she asked if he wanted mayonnaise on a sandwich. And a lot of people made videos discussing this, talking about how Adam Housley was a racist and how Adam Housley was a white supremacist. And I look at that aspect and, I'm not going to focus on that just yet. What I'm going to focus on is Tamera Mowry, Housley's behavior, because the behavior she's participating in is not common when it comes down to women who have been in these interracial relationships. Because when it comes down to women like Tamera Mowry, what happens is they get involved with one of these guys, and what they're doing with these statements when they talk about, oh, how my husband checked me, is what they want is for black men to come out here and be the knight in shining armor, or to put on the Ben Cooper cape and the Mickey Mouse galoshes and play Captain Save 'em, coming to their defense. And I say to guys out here, brothers, don't do that. Tamera Mowry pretty much made her bed and leave her to lie in it with that white man. Has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with anything to do with us at all. What we need to do is just step aside and let things happen to this woman, because this is the man she chose to get involved with. This is the man she chose to marry. And whatever happens to her in that relationship happens to her in that relationship. Because you have to really filter what this female is saying. When she says, oh, this man checked me over the mayonnaise on a sandwich, what she's trying to do is bait many of these black men to go out here and come to her defense. And I say to many black men out here, what you need to do is stand down. When these females go out here and choose a man to get involved with, they have to deal with the consequences of their relationship. And when I look at Tamera Mowry as a Christian, from a Christian perspective, it's really disingenuous for her to come out here and talk about how her husband checked her and to look for the black community to give her support. Because when it comes down to marriage, it's supposed to be what happens between you and that man is between you and that man, because you chose to get involved with that man for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, um, and in sickness and in health, until death do you part. And that's the commitment you made to God with this man. And it's really disingenuous for this female to come out here and to say, oh, my husband checked me over mayonnaise on a sandwich, and then to ask other black men to come out here and try to defend you. Because as I see it, unless that man is putting special sauce on that female's face, in the bedroom, then he has no reason to get involved with any of those affairs that go on. And if this Tamera Mowry didn't know that this guy was an alleged racist or a white supremacist when she got involved with this guy 9 years ago, then she's completely clueless to what this guy is. Because if this guy is working for Fox News and is a hardcore conservative, then she should know what he is. And if she's having problems with this guy, then she needs to go work that out on her own. She shouldn't be looking for black men to come out here and put on the Ben Cooper cape and the Mickey Mouse galoshes to play Captain Save 'em. Now, I can look at this whole Tamera Mowry situation and come to this conclusion because I've seen this happen on YouTube a couple of months ago when we think about this girl who swirls. Now, a couple of months ago, your girl who swirls came out here talking about wanting to get the help of black men after one of these other YouTubers pretty much clowned her. And that didn't really work out, because what happened with black men was they stood down. And what they need to do with this whole Tamera Mowry situation is the exact same thing. Stand down and let the chips fall where they may. Because again, if this is not your woman and she's married to another man and there's a dust up between her and her husband, that is between her and her husband. I'm going to follow the Bible on this because Tamera Mowry is a Christian. And I'm a fellow Christian, and it's like this. That's between her and her husband, and you leave it between her and her husband. Don't get into it because it ain't got nothing to do with you. Again, she's talking about get him checking her over mayonnaise on a sandwich, but most brothers need to understand unless she's got your ring on her finger and your special sauce all over her face, it ain't got nothing to do with you. So you leave it right where you find it, because this is what females try to do. They want to bait you to coming into their, interracial relationships and choices that they made, and that's not what you need to do, especially with a female like, your Tamera Mowry Housley, who back in the day, I pretty much at one time gave her a pass for this because I thought she didn't understand. Said that black men were trolling her over her interracial relationship when it wasn't the case at all. And you would think that her husband, who works in media, again, would have taken the time to sit down with this female, because that's what I would do if she was my wife. Over those comments she saw online, sit her down, show her something like my blog and all the nasty comments I get, or show her the comments of this YouTube channel, and tell her that, look, this is commonplace when it comes down to the internet. But this husband of hers didn't have the courage or the backbone to sit this woman down, and try to talk to her and tell her, look, these so-called trolls that you think that are black men, in many cases, are not black men, as guys like Mr. Superboy would pretty much attest to, because when he started looking in the background of many of those trolls, he didn't find, black male trolls. He would find Hispanics or white people or white women. And that's what I would believe was trolling back then, when she was on the Oprah Winfrey Show with the extra salty tears, talking about how these black men were trolling her over this white man, when that's not the case, wasn't the case at all. And to sit there and say that you want these black men to come to your aid, that's disingenuous, because, you made this bed with this white man, you married this white man, and whatever happens in that relationship between you and him needs to stay you and him. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the black men in the community. We should not be putting on capes to play Captain Save 'em to a woman who is in a marriage with children. Whatever happens to her in that marriage with the children with that white man stays between her and that white man. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.